and then went to the CrossFit Games in 2009, 2010, 2011, and 2012. So competed as an individual all 4 of those years. Made it to regionals a few years after that, but we really retired from CrossFit in 2015 and started competing in Olympic weightlifting. And in 2016, I won Worlds, IWF Masters Worlds. So became the Grandmaster, best female weightlifter in the world over the age of 35. We'll just say that. That happened in 2016. In 2017, I set 3 national records in Olympic weightlifting for masters, and also became a grandmaster in 2017 of nationals, masters nationals in the US, and then also competed at senior nationals that same year. So that's the open one where Olympians are trying to qualify for the Olympics and stuff. So I also competed in nationals that year.
That is awesome.
In 2017. Yes, so I really consider weightlifting to be my sport, even though I think a lot more people know me from CrossFit, but.
Makes sense. So today with us, we've got Shana Alverson. And Shana, the reason, thank you for being on. The reason I've got you on here is because you're hosting a summit coming up in July that totally grabbed my attention. It's titled Food Over Pharma. What does that mean?
Food over pharma. Well, that means that we are really empowered humans that have the ability to heal, and we can use food and other natural means to do that, like exercise, like meditation, like vitamins, like spending more time in nature. All of these things can heal you, and you can get off your expensive, potentially harmful medications.
And one of the things I always think of with medication is if I'm on medication, I'm not optimal. So I'm not feeling my best. I'm not moving my best. I'm not connecting my best. You know, it's the relationship I have with my wife or my son. It's not optimal. Yes. I feel ill. So I'm thinking a solution is with pharmaceutical. And the reality is, and correct me if I'm wrong with this one, is, you know, my understanding of it is that the pharmaceutical really doesn't heal. You know, the why, the causing of whatever we're diagnosed with.
Yeah, that's right. It's really not designed to. I mean, I would say that our modern conventional medical model is geared towards symptom elimination or symptom reduction. You know, for the most part, when we have something that's bothering us, what we've been sort of conditioned to do and trained to do since the time that we were kids, you know, you get a headache and your mom gives you baby aspirin. If, you know, there's commercials playing all the time on TV, like ask your doctor if this medication is right for you. And there is not any real focus on let's get to the root issue of like, what is causing this dis-ease to happen, you know? So, and to me, that has never made sense. It's always felt backwards, that like, well, shouldn't we think about like, why is this happening in the first place? But it's bizarre to me that doesn't seem to be a question that, you know, doctors aren't asking. Like, they don't ask about your lifestyle. They don't ask about what you're eating. They say, oh, you've got XYZ symptom, then you need XYZ chemical. And some recent studies are showing that the third leading cause of death in this country after heart disease and cancer is modern medicine.
That's unreal. Unreal.
It is.
When we understand it, and it's like, okay, it totally makes sense. However, I was led to believe that the solution is take this pill. The solution is, you know, you get that, I'm going to call it traditional medicine cure, which really wasn't a cure. It was more of we're going to address the discomfort that you've got. So there's a disease, yes. You know, I visualize I'm out in the country, creek back in the field where I'm at, and then the field starts flooding. The field is flooding. So let's get a pump to pump the water out. Not thinking Why is it flooding? Oh, let me go up.
Yeah.
There's like an obstruction in the creek that's keeping it from flowing. So it's going out.
The damn beavers. It was the beavers.
It's always that. It's always that. So when we come
Nobody thinks to check on the beavers.
For real, just keep going up. You always, and that's so important, is just identify, well, why?
Mm-hmm.
And then we can uncover one thing, then another, and then truly address that, whether
root cause
it's suboptimally having nutrients or overconsumption of toxins and poisons.
Yeah. And if you look at some of the most ancient forms of, healing modalities that are out there, like Ayurveda is one example, their entire assessment of what's wrong with you is based on, it's like 100 questions that they ask you, all of these things about yourself, like, how's your sleep? What color is your tongue? Like, are you getting circulation in your toes? And they say that many or almost all disease stems from either there's a digestion problem or there's an elimination problem. You're not digesting your food completely. You're not getting the nourishment out of it. Yeah.
We're going to point back to the gut. Yeah.
Yeah. Or you're not eliminating toxins. You're not eliminating waste products. There's some kind of buildup that is obstructing and causing, eruptions in the system that are trying to tell you, hey, here's the issue. Like, please address this, like a blinking light, right? So it should be, our symptoms should be clues to what's wrong. And that's really just not how we look at it. We look at the symptom as the problem instead of information. Oh,
I like that. Symptom as problem instead of information, and the information to identify, okay, what's creating this? Where's it starting? So in the summit, you mentioned the digestion and elimination. I'm gonna label that as gut. I'm a huge fan of that. I've seen, on this page, so many clients heal quickly, not just heal, but heal quickly when that gut is addressed. Could somebody get some information on that when they come into your summit? Like, is that 100%. One of the topics that's going to be addressed?
Yeah. Almost every single expert actually is touching on some aspect of gut health, being a component of total health, complete health.
I love it.
It's just, it is such an intricate part of not only our digestive system, it's part of your endocrine system, it's part of your neurological system. If you have depression, there's a really good chance, almost certain that there's a gut issue. A lot of people don't even know that 90% of serotonin is formed in the gut. Wow. So, any disease you look at, you can probably start with the gut, and that wouldn't be a bad place to begin.
That's awesome. So what can somebody look forward to, when they enroll in your summit? This is, if I remember correctly, this is a free summit to join?
Yep, it's a free summit. We're having 21 experts, and we are talking about I'm having the most interesting conversations. I'm talking to yoga therapists who, they tell people, you don't even have to be thinking about changing what you eat right now. Let's look at your stress levels, because if you're stressed, that's gonna give you symptoms on one side of things that's going to make you crave foods to satisfy some need that you're not meeting. I'm talking to chiropractors. I have a PhD cancer researcher. She researched cancer for 2 decades, and now she helps people heal using food, which is amazing. I've got an expert in type 2 diabetes, getting her patients off of just laundry lists of medicines and healing their type 2 diabetes completely with food. Talking to later today, I'll be interviewing an herbalist who has studied with shamans in Jamaica, and he is going to tell us all about healing foods, like how can we heal with papaya, and just the most, like, bananas, just the most interesting things that you don't think of as medicine.
I'm going to be focusing on that one because I got papaya and bananas in my kitchen right now.
There you go. I have a little papaya tree growing in my brand new little permaculture food forest that we're trying to start here at our property. So
good for you. So awesome. So this launches what date?
This launches July 26th. Yep.
Okay.
It's pre-recorded. So we will release 3 interviews each day to sort of make it consumable. And yeah.
Awesome. So I can bring you back on to give us some more information, because like I'm totally geeking out over all the stuff you're mentioning.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
That's awesome.
I never am at a loss for words. So if you need to hear people talking, you can just call me.
And you're fascinating, not only because you've had that fitness side of you, you've competed in the CrossFit, you competed in the weightlifting side, and you're a specialist yourself in gut health. So if somebody wants to follow you and get some information or just contact you, where's the best place for them to get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can totally hit me up at Instagram. That's the easiest because it's the shortest and people can remember it, but it's Shana_A on Instagram. So Shana, like Dana, SHANA_A. And yeah, so right now I'm focusing on people with digestive disorders, which turns out is like 20% of the population has a digestive disorder. So anything from acid reflux all the way to like Crohn's. So those are, and I've got a program specifically geared to it, and I can help anyone, with just about any physical issue. I would totally help you, but I've got specifically a digestive disorder program coming up starting middle of August. So awesome. A 12-week program to help you heal from whatever you got going on.
So Instagram, Shana like Dana, Shana_A. For Alverson. So cool. Awesome. Yeah. Appreciate you being on today, and we're totally going to bring you back.
Thanks for having me. Yay.